what do successful law firm associates do differently? This is something to think about. So I tried to study the law firm associates who managed to survive in law firms for 5 years, 6 years, became partners, stayed in the same law firm, and I tried to understand from them what worked. Okay. Physical health, right? Focus on your physical health. I have seen all the partners, successful lawyers, they have tremendously good physical health. They gym, they play something, they make time and play. There's no point saying, I don't get time, I don't get time. You have to bloody make time, otherwise, you will not succeed. Okay. Mental health, a lot of them have focus on mental health. Some of them, many of them, they obviously won't talk to you publicly about this, but many of them have therapists, they have coaches. Okay, now to big law firms are hiring coaches for their partners. Okay, but even if you are in a law, if you're earning 1,50,000 per month or 1 lakh rupees per month also, and if you have to spend 10,000 rupees per month on a coach, please spend that 10,000 rupees, because the coach will help you to sort out your mind, focus and all of that. Mental health is very important. Have a good maybe a psychotherapist if you need, or a psychologist or coach, whatever, somebody who helps you to be more organized, helps you to achieve your goals. So for example, even today I have a coach, right? As a CEO, I have an executive coach who helps me to plan my week, to think it through. I have a big goal, okay, how to achieve it. Now the same thing, it could be done if you are a lawyer and you are earning 1 lakh rupees a month. Please spend that 10,000 or 15,000 or 20,000 on a good coach who can help you to plan your things and achieve success. Okay. If nothing else, mental health expert. Okay. Organization, you have to be highly organized, right? You have to know, okay, if you have 5 different things to do, maybe you have a system to keep track of things. You have using like sticky notes, I don't know, like writing notes, keeping a to-do list, keeping a calendar, or planning your day in the morning. I recently did a workshop on productivity of lawyers, how to plan your day, how to keep track of things. Please do that, right? It's a very, very important thing. Organize yourself. The more organized you are, better you will be able to deal with your stress will go down, okay, when you are able to be highly organized. Apart from training, like if you don't have the skills, organization won't help you, right? But you have to have the skills. And then I'm saying, even after having skills, you have to do these things. Keeping track of all the tasks, right? How do you keep track of all the tasks? Do you have a running to-do list? Do you have reminder system? Do you set alarms on your phone? Do you procrastinate, or do you have a system to actually follow through on your plans? Okay. Then taking notes, take a lot of notes. Whenever you're talking to people, just carry up notebook and pen with you all the time and keep taking notes. It's a very good habit. Okay. And it will help you a lot, because you can never remember, so much is going on. You may be able to remember it today, tomorrow, but 7 days later, if you have notes, you'll be able to remember an exact conversation that you had with a client or with your boss or whatever, right? Take a lot of notes. Record conversations with permission from your senior. Please ask your senior, is it okay if I record conversation? This is not to prove a point, but this is so that you don't miss anything. So when your senior is giving an instruction, please say that, see, I am taking notes, but is it okay if I also record it in case I miss something? I can listen to this later. And if you say it like this, that, I don't want to miss any of your instructions, or, giving instruction, can I record it? They'll say, okay, record it. Okay. So they need to trust you. They should not feel that you're going to use this recording against them, right? There should be absolute great trust between you and your senior. So record conversation with permission from your seniors. It would, it's a good idea, so that you can manage your work better, keep track of instructions better. And of course, it will help you later on to prove, what, if some people deny what they said, they deny the instructions they gave. So it will help you. And I also said CYA, if you think something is fishy or something is, something recorded by doing CYA, say you write an email saying that, just confirming that this is what you want me to do. Okay. And send a mail. And it will help to keep track of things, and later on they can't go back on it, right? Because you keep doing CYA, you keep putting it on documents. It'll be great. It's a good habit as a lawyer, in a law firm especially. Do your research, learn what you can on your own, ask questions sparingly. So, a lot of people, what they do, if there is something that can be Googled and you are going and asking your seniors, it will not be nice. Please understand that they are very busy. You are there so that they can go home early, not to increase to their work. These people don't understand, right? They think that, I am there. If I make a mistake, my senior will catch it. They'll fix it. Or, I don't understand this. Why don't I go and ask my senior? It is their job to tell me. No, sorry. It is not their job to train you. It is not their job to coach you. It is not their job to guide you. It is not their job to mentor you. Bullshit. Okay, if you go with that expectation, if somebody does it, well and good, you're lucky. But do not go with that expectation. Do not put a burden on them. It will backfire. I guarantee you. Even the nicest person, they are under very high pressure. You don't want to put that kind of pressure on them. What you want to do is, you do your own research fully, everything you can find. Okay, learn what you can on your own, and then ask questions sparingly. What you have to ask, you ask, nothing else, right? Realize that nobody cares if you fail, because in a law firm, if you see people are getting fired left, right, and center, and they have seen 100 people coming through the door and going. If you go tomorrow, they don't give a damn. Okay, nobody cares if you fail. Only you should care that you succeed, right? They care if you succeed, yes, that they will get because they are half expecting you to fail. Okay, but if you succeed, then they will get a good resource. That is all they're interested in, that okay, I have a good supporting resource, that I can deliver better work, I have a better team. This is what they are interested in. Okay, they are not, don't be fooled into thinking that you can be nice to someone and they'll be nice to you, and all this collegial things are gone, like not in a law firm. Okay, and you need to find a mentor. And by the way, mentor-mentee relationship is very much give and take. Mentor will mentor you because they need a good second level of people, okay, so that they can be more successful in life, they can be more successful in the law firm, right? When they grow, they need some good right hand, left hand, forearm, whatever, right? So multiple people who will be supporting them. So can you be one of those people that they can blindly trust, rely on, count on, right? So it's always good to find a mentor who's already a rising star in the law firm, ideally, because they are rising and they need people to go along with them towards the up, and they need people like that. And if you are helping them, then it's very good, because you will rise along with them. Okay, this is how people have fast growth in law firms. So if you are associated with those partners who are fast growing and they are doing well and all of that, that is the best thing you can do as an early associate, or not even a partner, maybe a rising star senior associate, and that you build such a relationship with that senior associate that they can trust you with eyes closed. That's it, you're set. You will be succeeding in their law firm, right? That is how important it is to find a mentor. But remember, mentor's job is not to teach you basic things, FDI rules and all of that. You are there to make them successful, and they are rising fast and you are rising with them. They'll help you out in political situations in the firm and stuff like that, right? You have to be an ally for your boss. Okay, your boss, you live and die with your boss in a law firm. There is nothing else. Okay, if you don't like your boss, then go find another job or learn how to like him. There is nothing else. If you say, I don't like my boss, how will I succeed in my law firm? You can't succeed. This world of corporate law firms is such that you are there for your boss. You don't work for the law firm, you work for your boss. Okay, if you don't understand this, you are in the wrong place. Okay, you don't like it, find a different job. Okay, so your job is to not make yourself successful, but your job is to make your boss successful. If your boss is successful, he'll make sure you are successful. This is how it works. This basic rule people don't understand when they join law firm, and if they do everything right and they don't get this right, they are screwed. There is no way they'll succeed. Okay, they'll keep creeping and they'll have to change their job, and they'll be like, my boss was unfair, blah blah blah. It's problem is with you that you never became an ally for your boss. And if you say that, why should I have to, suck up to my boss? It's not sucking up. This is the nature of this organization. This is how these law firms are structured. If you are not, it's not about sucking up. If you're an ally of your boss or not. Is your boss someone who can blindly trust you? Does he rely on you? Does he see you as somebody who's going to help him grow further in his career? Because everybody needs resources to grow. They can't grow on their own. Okay? No matter how good a lawyer they are. And if you are that person, then you will grow. Otherwise, go start your own law firm or work in wherever this is not the case.